if you're a foreigner and you want to come to Japan as a freelancer web developer, the best step is to join a company first, quit, and then find contracts, because that's how you can become a freelancer. I should have just said that, and this video would be 10 seconds long. God damn, it's bright. It's back in Tokyo again, Tokyo Station. Just a millennial with a man bun. People ask me, how did I get a visa as a freelancer in Japan? And I'll explain that today. Okay, so let's get straight to it. How am I able to keep a visa as a freelancer in Japan? So this question is difficult to answer in one sentence, but let's just cut to the chase. What is the chase here? The chase is, can you if you're from overseas and you are a freelancer and you want to work freelance in Japan, you can't do it. Sorry. I have an immigration lawyer, and I don't think you can. When I talked to her about that, I don't talk to her exactly about that. If you're a foreigner wanting to enter Japan on a freelance visa, you can't, because there is no freelance visa. All you have is a working visa and a manager's visa and a spouse visa. But if you're a web developer or an IT professional from overseas, your best choice is just enter a company first, and I'll explain why. So my visa is no different to an employee's visa. So let me give you a history of how I got my visa renewed, or let's say extended, as a freelancer. It started many years ago. I came to Japan on a working holiday visa, and then from a working holiday visa I was employed in a company to teach English, and they sponsored my visa, and they gave me an extra 3 years, twice more or less. So 3 years, and I taught, and then on the fourth year, that's when I started to learn how to code. And so now the question is, how did I get a visa as an engineer without a degree in engineering? Well, basically, I think they changed things about the visa changed a few years ago, or maybe 10 years ago or so. And that means that when you look at my visa status, it just says like humanitarians, engineer specialist, whatever. They just put everyone into one type of visa. This type of visa, I think, if you're an English teacher or a web developer, it wouldn't matter, because it will look the same on your visa card. Okay, let's go straight to the freelance part. So you have to be employed at a company first before you can become a freelancer in Japan. It's a little complicated in this way, but it's very simple. If you are from overseas and you want to be a freelancer in Japan, these are the best steps you should take. And personally, I don't recommend it, because if you don't speak Japanese well, you can't get contracts within Japan. It's really tough. But if you have kahunas, and you don't give a damn about whatever, it's totally possible. But if you're just an average Joe, you're gonna get absolutely rinsed. And I have to apologize. I had a strong craft beer just before I came here, as I always do. So let's give you a timeline or framework to work with if you want to become a freelance web developer in Japan and you're overseas with skills. Number one, you will need of course, to get a visa in Japan, a work visa in most cases, you need a degree. So you have a degree. It doesn't matter what degree it's in. Look, I have a crappy Bachelor of Arts, Japanese and East Asian History degree, and I can get a working visa as an engineer. On the working visa, it says I'm an engineer. It doesn't matter anymore. Maybe it did 20 years ago or whatever, but something's changed in immigration. And that's something to keep in mind. Immigration can change every 5 years or so. And that's not just Japan, any country, especially with what's happening now. So you come to Japan on a working visa because you're sponsored by a company. The company could be any company. They sponsor you. They just basically give a piece of paper saying, this company, we make this amount of money and we're going to give this employee X amount every year. Once you get that, everything else is pretty much fine and ready to go. Now it gets a little tricky because legally you can probably quit your company within a few months and just become a freelancer if you get a 3-year visa. Ethically, I wouldn't do that because I think it's something, well, you just tell a company you're going to work for them, they sponsor you, they bring you to the country. It's a bro code. A bro code? It's a bro code. So if you really want to become a freelance developer, maybe you either lie and just say, yes, I'm going to work for you for whatever years, and I really love this company, Python, JavaScript, blah, blah, blah. And then once you come here, a few months after you quit, that is an option which you might take. I don't recommend it. You're best not to do that. Credibility, people don't like, it's just the karma. I don't believe in karma. Another way is you just work for a company, work your ass off for 2 years, even 1 year, and just let them know. Let's say 1 year after, don't say it before because they probably won't hire you if they know they're going to lose you in 1 year. And saying that, a lot of people nowadays in tech companies, even Japanese, are starting to jump around like Westerners, like every 2 years change company, even 1 year. So you tell this new company, I'm trying my best for you and I'll help you with these projects. 1 year from now, you tell them, look, I want to exit as an employee and I just want to get contracts from you based on the project I'm working on. And then sometimes you might think, they won't say yes, but actually they will. Most cases they will say yes. I have previous employers that gave me projects and I could charge them an arm and a leg for it if I wanted to. I mean, that's not a boast thing, but that's just how it is now with IT. So to make it simple, you join a company and you let them know of what you want to do. Maybe you want to just work 20 hours a week, but not as an employee, as a contractor. So the question is, how exactly do you become a freelancer? To become a freelancer, all you do is just quit your company, and then you're registered in a certain city in Japan. And in that city, you have to tell the government that you've quit your company. And this is important you do it. I didn't, but I got lucky. So you just don't try to mess around with immigration, right? So I quit my company, then I registered into my local district city hall that I am now Koujinjigo, which means I think in English, my English is trash, even though it's my native language. Sole proprietor, is that it? So you are your own business. So you register yourself as that. It's a simple piece of paper you fill in. And then once you have that, you can accept projects from any company or anyone. And then now you are taxed differently. So this video is, of course, it's not so simple because you can't just come here as a freelancer. It's very hard. Unless you build your own company, which is a lot of mess here. You don't, like Steve and I don't want to do it right now. So yeah, that's the actual steps to get it. Then once, if you want to once you have a job and then you quit, when you want to get your visa renewed or you want to extend it for another 3 to 5 years, or some cases they only give you 1 year, if you want to extend it, you need a sponsor. That sponsor could be one of your clients, and it has to be because they have to show the company's earnings more or less, or the company needs to stamp it, and then they need to say how much we're paying the worker and for how many months. In my case, I got my visa from one of my clients. They offered me a 10-month contract for a project and a 6-month project. I was quite scared, to be honest. I have no idea if I would be able to get the visa because I want my freedom, whatever that means, depending on each person. Even my immigration lawyer, which I paid, it's around under $1,000, like hachiman or juman. It's under that. It's somewhere around that, and she'll look after you. He or she. My case was a lady. She's a lovely lady. She knew all about everything. But there are not many freelancers in Japan from abroad. It's a big thing to jump into. There's just so many unknowns, as you can imagine. She even said, "I'm not sure if you can get it," because one, I didn't have a degree in IT, and then two, I had contracts for 10 months and 3 months. It wasn't like some crazy 1-year contract with a lot of money. Even though each contract had quite a bit. One contract has around $3,000 a month. The other contract had around $4,000 a month, which I explained in another video of how I made $100,000 in 1 year as a freelance. And just another note about that freelance, if you're a freelancer wanting to get the visa, you have to have a company in Japan pay you. It doesn't mean you can't get foreign companies to pay you money, but the person who sponsors you has to be or the person or company that sponsors you has to be a Japanese company, and they'll pay you into a Japanese bank account with a contract. You can make money, you can get money from foreign companies. Well, then the question is, how much money do you need from an employer? When I asked it's really hard. You can't exactly put one number on it. Maybe you can, some smart guy in the comment section. But my immigration lawyer said you kind of need at least nijuman around, which is around $2,000 or something, under $2,000. So to summarize this long drunkard rant is, if you're a foreigner and you want to come to Japan as a freelancer web developer, the best step is to join a company first, quit, and then find contracts, because that's how you can become a freelancer. I should have just said that, and this video would be 10 seconds long. And I think, in the end, if you're coming from overseas, from any country, to be honest, I don't recommend doing freelancing so quickly. It's a real mess. It's really hard. But I like hard things. No giggity there. This is not a giggity time. But I like things that are hard in terms of work and play. Not play. Well, you know what I mean. Come on. If you have any questions, put it in the comment section, and I'd love to make a video about it, because I know there are millions of people around the world who want to come to Japan as a web developer, but are just not sure about things. Like, hopefully this can help you, and stay tuned for more.